The leader of a diocese in Pennsylvania has started an initiative aimed at producing a greater dedication and appreciation for the Holy Eucharist. Bishop Alfred Schlert from Allentown, Pennsylvania, began the Year of Real Presence on April 11th. The initiative is, at least in part, a response to a 2019 study from Pew Research, which said just 31% of U.S. Catholics believe the bread and wine in the Eucharist are actually the body and blood of Christ. And Bishop Alfred Schlert from the Diocese of Allentown joins us now. Your Excellency, thank you so much for your time today. Tell us a little bit more about this initiative and why did it begin on Divine Mercy Sunday?
Well, we had thought for our 60th anniversary as a diocese that we would want to rediscover and in some cases even discover our belief again in the real presence of the Holy Eucharist, especially after such troubling results from the Pew study. It also, we feel, is a time to invite people back to church after perhaps being away for so long. So we're asking them to be really present before the real presence. And we chose Divine Mercy Sunday because it actually is the day, this year at least, April 11th, was the day 60 years ago where our founding bishop took possession of the cathedral, but most importantly, because the Eucharist, of course, is the font of all mercy. And so we thought it was very appropriate on all of those levels to begin the celebration on that day.
Absolutely. And what would you tell somebody who maybe doesn't believe that Holy Communion is actually the body and blood of Christ?
Well, I would say to them that it's very clear in Scripture, which is our primary source, of course, for our belief in the Holy Eucharist. It has, of course, given nourishment and strength to people throughout the history of the Church, gave courage to the saints who even gave their lives for the faith. And I would also encourage them to make a visit to their local Catholic church and sit even or kneel before the tabernacle. And I believe once we get into the presence of Christ, so many miraculous things can happen for us spiritually.
And tell us, what has the response been to the Year of Divine Presence so far?
So far, the response has been very enthusiastic. Our priests, our seminarians, our deacons, religious, the lay faithful have been very supportive of the initiative, and they're really looking forward to the various events that will be taking place throughout the year, because we have them spaced out throughout the year, so that the year is a continual celebration that is not interrupted or kind of goes by the wayside.
And what about people who maybe, aren't able to leave their homes for one reason or another because of the pandemic even? How are they able to participate?
Well, they can participate spiritually, and they can also participate in receiving the indulgence that they'll get for this Jubilee year of the Real Presence. And of course, most importantly, we do ask them to pray from their own homes, to pray and beg especially for vocations to the priesthood and to the religious life, and also a return to those who perhaps have lost their faith or who are being called to the faith at this moment. So they have a very active role to play, even from perhaps the confines of their own home or their own bed.
And are there any other dioceses or regions considering doing something similar?
I don't know that. Ours was born purely of our own thought process among diocesan staff, our council of priests, our diocesan pastoral council. And it's really, when you think about it, nothing overly creative. It's just taking the richness of what the church already has for us and putting it in the forefront again. The adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, the confession time that goes with the adoration, all of those kinds of things that perhaps we maybe lost some sight of over the years, or perhaps lost some of our importance for it.
Well, Your Excellency, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate you speaking with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.